Spring is the time for new generations to be born. These robins have built their nest to lay their eggs and raise their young. One day these young birds will fledge and continue the cycle. But how many of us really give much thought to the snapping turtles in our area? When it warms up at the end of May, my father and I think of the snapping turtle. In our area, most of the turtle eggs that are laid each spring are eaten by predators such as skunks, raccoons, foxes, and crows. Actually, almost all predators that find them will eat them. In our area, skunks are the turtle's worst enemy. Skunks are relentless in their pursuit of turtle eggs. In late May and the first part of June, the snapping turtles wait for a rain to soften the ground. They will leave the comfort of the small ponds and lakes in our area to come out and start laying their eggs. My father and I have found up to 35 eggs in one nest. A female snapping turtle will attempt to dig a hole for her nest in many different locations. For the turtle, this is a slow and time-consuming process because she will continually be hindered by rocks and debris she finds while digging. Eventually, she finds the most suitable digging area and she will be able to dig deep enough to hide her eggs. Did you know that the temperature of incubating snapping turtle eggs will determine the sex of the turtle? That doesn't necessarily mean that all of the eggs in a nest will be male or female. Usually the eggs located closer to the surface are warmer than the eggs located at the bottom. Eggs typically need to incubate in the 80-degree range, but eggs hatched at cooler temperatures tend to produce males, and those at higher temperatures tend to produce females. To help save some eggs from being destroyed, my father and I get out there before the predators do. We collect between 100 and 150 eggs each spring. We carefully excavate the nest and take the eggs out one by one. These eggs are round and soft with a leather-like shell. They are firm but easily dented. We use several small containers half full of a sand and dirt mixture. We then place one layer of eggs per container and cover them with a few inches of the sand and dirt mixture. We store the containers in the attic of our garage where the temperature is warm all summer. These smaller containers are placed in a larger container to prevent the young hatchlings from escaping after they hatch. We sprinkle each container with water once a week during the incubation period. The eggs we collected in the first part of June hatch in early September. This season we successfully hatched 131 snapping turtles. We have been very successful at doing this for several years. Nearly 100% of the eggs we collect hatch. In the wild, hatchlings face many threats, and the survival rate is approximately 1%. After the turtle eggs hatch, we release them in several different locations in our area. Most people think snapping turtles are destructive to our wildlife populations. The fact is, turtles eat very little. 1/3 of their diet is vegetation. Another part of their diet is dead and decaying wildlife that they find in their habitat. They also eat insects, small fish, worms, frogs, and on occasion, young ducks and goslings. But not nearly as many as most people believe. Without turtles of all kinds, the ecosystem in our lakes and ponds would suffer. So when you see that snapping turtle crossing the road in the spring, please be mindful that they are important and just trying to survive.